Well, look who's popped back up. It's the 2 minute drill. I'm Jim Monaghan along with Chris Swendeman on a Tuesday night. We're a little late. Yeah, I know. Life gets in the way of things. But Swendeman, let
Our
me
show, our
start.
rules.
I'm sorry?
Our show, our rules.
Yeah, that's true. Let me start with the obvious. How is the first week of the NFL season having disowned your Dallas Cowboys?
It feels so free. It feels so freeing. Let me tell you that I just feel so happy. This has been the best experience for football as a football fan for me in many, many years. I heard some guy from Dallas got traded. I heard at number 11 something Parsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he got traded. Very, wish him the best in his future endeavors. But it's been a decision that was at first last year when I made the decision, it was a lot harder on me than I thought it would be. Now it's just it needed to be done, and I'm glad I did it.
And it's your Buffalo Bills now, right?
It is. They are my Buffalo Bills now. I am a card carrying member of Bills Mafia. I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to being put through a table at some point. Um, you know, but no, they're a great bunch of folks, and it's really cool. They've got some really cool guys like Josh Allen, Deion Dawkins, and they've got some great people in management up there, and it's a good organization, and I'm really excited to be cheering for them.
Now, for Jets fans long suffering Jets fans, I might add, who may finally decide, I cannot take this anymore, what's the best way they can rip off the Band-Aid and find another team?
Just find a team where you have interest, or if you follow a player, or so, anything that doesn't resemble the Jets, I would say gravitate towards. Maybe winning, or in this case, Buffalo's never won a Super Bowl, but they have. Like, I'm a huge fan of Josh Allen.
He's fun to
and
watch. There's no
and
question about it.
he's a great player to watch. He's a great leader, and it does help that I know some people in the organization, so that kind of swayed me big time. But for people that are just fans, find a player you really enjoy, or a team or a city, it's something that you can gravitate to and go from there. Everybody with the bandwagon jumping, you know what, it was great back in the day when everybody was loyal and players were loyal and owners were loyal to the players. Now players jump ship, owners are cared about the bottom line. Why should fans be any different? I'm not saying hop teams every year. This has been once in a lifetime for me, and it's I'm not going to change, but it's something to think about.
You're so much more relaxed, I will tell you that much.
I am, aren't I? I can smile when I say the word football. I don't hold my head like going, oh, what happened now? Like whenever I look at a headline, I don't like automatically grimace, or when I turn on, a sports show, the first lead story isn't the one of, Jerry Jones just said this, and I go, oh God, now what? I go, and now I could just look at it and smile. So it's a lot better.
I know you like when I do fun with numbers, so let's do
This
this
is awesome.
here. Four quarterbacks. Quarterback A, this is from this past weekend.
Okay.
22 of 29, 272 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, and two rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
Quarterback B, 16 of 23, 150 yards, no touchdowns. It's kind of pedestrian getting.
Right.
Quarterback C, 24 of 34. It looks like I can't read my own handwriting. 362 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Quarterback D, 22 of 30 for 244 yards and four touchdowns. What do all of these four quarterbacks have in common? At one time or another, they played for one of the two New York, New Jersey teams.
Because of course.
Because, of course.
The best part is that at one point during the Indianapolis game, it got so bad for Miami, Zach Wilson was going up against Daniel Jones in garbage time. Who would have thought you would have saw that? But here we are in the first week of the season, and Daniel Jones looks like a Pro Bowl starter. What
They
happened?
scored on every possession. The fans of the Giants couldn't run that kid out of town fast enough. And here he is on just this ridiculously good day. Geno Smith was the other one, the
Yep.
one with the 362 yards. They go out and they beat the Patriots. Sam Darnold had a pedestrian game. He was
Yeah.
okay, not
Right.
great. He was the one with the zero touchdowns. And then the four touchdowns. Why can't we get a guy like that? Jets fans are saying was, of course, Aaron
Right.
Rodgers, which
Right.
I mean, in Rodgers' defense, yeah, at times he looked great. At times he looked very much like a 40-something-year-old quarterback.
I had texted somebody the same, almost verbatim of what you just said. When he had to move in the pocket, he looked very much like a 41-year-old quarterback. When he was slinging it, it looked like he found the fountain of youth. But when he had to move and the couple times he got sacked, he definitely looked his age for sure. So, but he did, four touchdowns is nothing to shake a stick at. Because I'm sure the Jet fans would have loved to have seen four touchdown games from him last year. But I mean, I will give it to the Jets. They fought very hard, and if not for a late fumble, I still think they could have really won that game.
I do think that the Jets did show some offensive signs, for whatever it was
Yeah,
worth. And yeah, it just kind of stings a little bit that it's Rodgers. Oh,
of
now
course.
you can play?
Right. Of course, because it's the Jets, because of course that happened. I mean, the Jets really do have some bad luck, and you don't know what it is, whether it comes from the top of Woody Johnson or what, but they did have a different vibe to them. The end result may have been the same, but I think Aaron Glenn, who learned under the Parcells tree and played for Parcells, I think is going to right this ship. And I think Jet fans hang in there. I think better days will be ahead for you. I think Aaron Glenn is the right guy for this job. I really do.
I don't think anybody, not even Daniel Jones' mom, could have expected him to do this well, and some of it. Well, listen, it's the first week of the season. Let's
Right.
not get completely crazy
No.
here. We're just, week one,
Right.
but getting away from the New York spotlight. How much did that help him? Right? I'm
Well,
talking to you, Anthony Volpe.
I thought the
Right? I
same
mean,
thing.
think of the similarities
Right.
here.
Yes.
Giants fans couldn't run Jones out of town fast enough.
Right.
Oh, they paid him too much money. He's this, he's that, he sucks, blah, blah, blah. They went crazy
Yeah.
getting him out, and I think it was the right decision at the time. And
It.
meanwhile, the other team that, I just mentioned,
Right.
the Yankees, like I said, the other team that plays in that stadium, dating myself here, the two of them, of course, used to play in Yankee Stadium, but poor Volpe, can't get out of his own way either.
I mean, Volpe tonight alone, he bunted and it was horrendous. And the booze that rained down on him, he just can't do. He's in his own head right now, Jim. You've said it on this podcast multiple times. I mean, tonight the booze rained down on him. It was like the fans have just had enough. At some point, doesn't Boone just have to sit him? You're going towards the playoffs. If you get in the playoffs, you're really going to be confident playing him on an everyday basis? I can't see it.
Apparently,
How?
apparently they've given him a couple of days off here and there, but apparently he's the guy going down. And I mean, take a look with everything that's going on. Where are they in the standings? I think they're two games out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
And
two in the
they're
loss column
right.
behind the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays were losing as
Right.
we're recording this tonight, and the Yankees look like
Hmm.
they're going to lose. So they're only two out. A bullpen that's kind of like a sieve. Devin Williams, I'm talking to you.
Yes.
And Mark Leiter Jr.
Hmm.
like he had a rough
Right.
outing as well tonight. But again, this is not all Volpe's fault. Volpe didn't say, "I'm the next Derek Jeter." That
Right.
was the sports writers and that was the fans.
Yeah,
It was not
absolutely.
Volpe himself. And, it's from well, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Volpe wanted to play for the Yankees. He got his wish. And I think it's too much at this point. I think the best thing that could happen to him would be a different city next year because he's
You
got the talent to play. There's no question about it.
you put him in somewhere like, all right, let's say, I mean, great baseball town, but not as bad, not as big of a media market. Drop him in St. Louis, or I mean, name Detroit, right? Or any one of these teams. And I think you would see a completely different player, one that just needs to hit the reset button so badly at this point. And you know what? I've heard people say, sports talk radio and whatever, you need to send them to the minors. No, we're past that. We're past that point. He's learning on the job now, and there's no turning back. There's not time, and it's not the place to put him back in the minors. People said that about the Mets with Rodriguez earlier in the year. Oh, it helped him. Completely different positions, completely different, times in their playing careers, and you're playing the most important position for the biggest baseball team in the league. Shortstop for the Yankees is like akin to, we've said, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. You can't hide in that position. And I don't know if there's any other way to reverse this for Volpe's career other than to just trade him to go somewhere else and let him hit the restart button and play in, somewhat obscurity in a town that doesn't have media coverage 24/7.
Oh, maybe we get Daniel Jones and Anthony Volpe together and have them sit down and talk it out. And again, 2 weeks from now, we could be looking, 3 games into the season, and Daniel Jones reverts to the norm that we've seen over the past few years. Who knows? But I honestly think that that's the answer for Anthony. I really do.
Yeah, and you know what, too? Use another example. Now, Giants, take a note from the Yankees book. Don't do this to the poor kid Jackson Dart, who you have sitting on the bench, and people in a couple weeks, if not next week, are going to be clamoring for him. Don't follow the same mistakes you've been making. You just let Jones go. Don't do this to Dart and ruin him.
Well, now that we've solved the problems of the Jets,
Exactly,
the Giants, the Yankees, and we've taken a look at you and your new team, the Buffalo Bills, the 1-0 Buffalo Bills, right?
Exactly.
There you go. All right. You know the drill by now.
Yep.
Like, subscribe. If you like what we do, tell a friend. If you hate what we do, tell an enemy. Just whatever. Just make
Tell
sure you
somebody.
tell somebody. Exactly. And we'll talk again next week.
You got it, Jim.